doesn't exist.
My full name is Ritchie, and some call me Blessed Rich because it's my stage name. I'm a friend, I'm a sister, and I have 5 brothers. I'm the only girl in the family of 6. I'm 21 years old, and I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in irrigation engineering at Bunda campus. I'm a poet. I love music, so I love everything that has to do with music and poetry. So when did I start doing poetry? It was in 2019, and it's funny how I started, because I was working on an activity to perform at Ladies with a Difference event, and I was like, I should write a poem. So the time I was writing, I was done with it and I recorded it. So I sent it to Felicitas, to Alingangwila. She's a comedian, and after she listened to my audio, she was like, girl, what you're doing is not a poem, it's spoken word. But I had no idea what she was talking about. So she sent me an audio done by this star, and I listened to it, and I was so inspired. So I got back to my writing, and I was done with it, and the next day, I performed it at Ladies with a Difference conference. So people were asking me, like, when did you start writing? And I was like, yesterday night. And they were like, wow, you're really good at this. So that's how I started writing. What kind of message do I communicate through poetry? I communicate God's love. You know how God always shows up in our situations despite us betraying Him or loving other things. So each and every time when I'm writing, it talks more about God's love and my experiences and how God shows up in my life and changes everything. So mostly I write about God's love. The first piece that I wrote, it's titled Life. Mostly it's what I was going through at that time, and I kind of scribbled every feeling down. Life, life, that's life. Moving from one dark place to another, it reminds me of my mother taking care of me in the absence of my father. And at that time, when people saw joy, all I saw was sadness. Feeling cold shivering in a room so dry and the silence so loud. Where can I find happiness? All my life was just a mess, and people thought I was driving with madness. They took me to the mental hospital just to qualify on the so-called craziness. Oh, how I cried so loud, I was feeling pain, I was dying inside. It all started a long time ago. My life was surrounded by dark mist. No family, no friends, no relatives. They all pushed me away, saying I was cursed and useless. Oh, how I felt so helpless. My life became so meaningless, so I cried all night, filling my cheeks with tears. My life was full of fear. And people started telling me that there is no God out there. Why don't you come with us and have fun? Oh, how dead I felt inside. By grace, I met this man Jesus, sweet, sweet Jesus, in a group so-called Ladies with a Difference. Oh, how I felt loved, cared for, and blessed. And someone preached quoting on the book of Isaiah, saying that for those who wait for Yahweh, He shall renew their strength, and they'll mount up with wings like eagles. Oh, how they spit me out to lepers. Our God is not human that He can lie. Wait for Him despite your current situation, which has taken away all your might, feeling like you can no longer stand and fight, because life has brought you down countless times. I call Him God. He is my game changer, my provider. Oh, how I feel like saying it out louder. When you feel like quitting, that's when God comes in and changes everything. Time passed, and people started asking me questions like, what kind of a lady are you? What is your secret, My answer was simple. It's all because I have Jesus and we flock together like birds of the same feathers. I know problems that make us out crazy sometimes. It's life. I know it sucks. You start to lose friends, relatives, they all push you away, but our God is different. He calls me, come, my dear, and hide in these velvet embers. My Father, my King, my God, and I'm the daughter of the Most High. I surpass any lady out there because I carry something unique. I am extraordinary because I carry my worries to God who died for me on Calvary. And I'm blessed, rich. It's all because I am a lady with a difference. I was born to make a difference, and I'll be the one and the only difference. If I'm to rate the Malawian poetry industry, I'll say we're not there yet and we're not making progress. As far as I know, most poets, they're willing to give up on this thing called poetry because they don't see a future in it. So I don't think we're there yet. We're not making progress. So where do I see myself in the next 5 years? I see myself traveling all over the world because I love traveling. And I see myself pursuing a master's degree. I see myself helping the poor, mostly adolescent girls, with fees, anything that has to do with their physical life and spiritual life. And I see myself riding on my dream car. How do I come up with my pieces? I come up with my pieces like in several different ways, but mostly I get inspired with the sermons that I watch, mostly Priscilla Shirer and T.D. Jakes. So each and every time when I'm watching those sermons, I get this kind of idea from it, and I go like, wow, it has sparked into my life in a very special way. And I get back to my PC and then I scribble something down like, okay, I should just link up some verses and all that. And most of the times I write whatever I'm feeling at that moment, whatever situation I'm going through, and then I come up with a piece just like that. And mostly only takes me like an hour or two to get done with a piece. I mostly follow Jackie Hill Perry. She's my favorite, and her pieces are mostly based on the Word of God, which is kind of my favorite. And her character and everything else I really like about her. And I also follow Grolier, Tina B, and all these poets. They're basing their poetry on the Word of God. So I follow them because the Word of God is life. The next piece that I wrote is God Forever. And it was picked from the book of Exodus 15 verse 8 that God reigns forever and ever. And from Hebrews where it says that Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever he'll be the same. God forever. You reign forever and you're God forever. Forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. You are the same God that parted the Red Sea, the same God that died for my sins, and on that cross you died for me and everyone else. You paid for it all, and on the third day you rose. Who's man that you're mindful of him? Who am I that you're mindful of me? Thinking of your unfailing love, keep the tears running down my cheeks from my eyes. You're great, the greatest you are. You're big, God, the biggest you are. You're higher, Lord, the highest you are. And at the center of it all, it's you that I see. A caring and loving God you are. People change, but you're still God. We're nothing without you, but you're still God without us. You created everything we see, every creature. Oh, how great thou art. Forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. So God, it is my prayer today. Give me faith, Lord, just like Job. Save me great, Lord, just like Joseph. Make me a great leader, just like Moses. Change my life, Lord, just like Saul. Oh, how I need you more. Forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. You are the same God that parted the Red Sea, rescued the children of Israel that were set free. You are the same God, those are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Oh God, I never want to let go. I want to remain in your presence forevermore and be embraced by your love, mercies, favors, more and more. Forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. You are the same God that changed water into wine, the same God that changed sickness into healing. That was divine. You changed my weakness into strength, my failures into success. In the works of my hands, God, you're blessed. Forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. You're bigger than the universe, bigger than the problems I face. Oh God, to pull down every proud obstacle that is raised against your knowledge, God, cause forever you remain, forever you will reign. Your throne is forever and ever, God, you remain the same. God reigns forever. So how have my family helped me in my poetry journey? I should start by saying they celebrate my talent big times, and I really appreciate it. And they support me that each and every time when I'm called to go and perform somewhere, which is so far from home, They give me the transport that I need, and they allow me to do poetry at the same time do my school because they know I can do it and they believe in me that I can do it. So that's all I can say. The challenges that I face as a poet is mostly it's feeling not good enough. Like, this is made for someone else out there. Like, I can't do this. And mostly time to balance school and my talent, because both they need my attention, mostly my education. And the other thing is motivation, because you have to get motivated for you to come up with a piece. And you cannot just write any other piece without making sense to people out there. Because if I'm preaching through poetry, that means whatever I'm writing, it has to touch somebody's life in a very special way. Talking about my projects, I haven't worked on any. And so far I only have some 4 audios of some of my pieces, and I'm planning on having an album in December, which I will see if it's going to work with school and stuff, but hopefully I'm gonna come up with an album and some videos as well. The next piece that I wrote is titled Dear God. I wrote this one when I was at school and I was going through the struggle of addiction and whatnot. So that night I just started writing things down, whatever I was feeling at that time. So I came up with the piece, Dear God. Dear God, sometimes I find life difficult rather than easy, very, very dangerous rather than safe, but I know and I believe that there is so much grace. Dear God, lately I've been broken, trying to get back to things you shed your blood for, took up pornography, masturbation and whatnot. The weight of the world on me, smiling in everyone's face at night I cry out loud in my room, my life is a mess. Many have tried to help me out of it, but zero progress only made it worse. Dear God, like a baby blackbird under your wings I find safety, trying to fly high I keep falling back to the same point I started off my adventure. I'm a broken, messed up little creature. Dear God, I know I'm not worthy of your love, but you still call me a fave. Love is something I thought I could never have. Dear God, my walk with you has taught me a whole different story. You put out your unstoppable love on the whole human race. Running all by myself will mean nothing but a rest. Running with you will be covered by the poured out grace. Dear God, coming to the knowledge that every word you speak is the promise that you keep. Every struggle brings me back down on my knees, always been the divine source of my need. This empty stomach every day, God, you feed. Being grateful is the only way I can pay you back for your goodness. Dear God, you're not looking for perfection. You deserve my full attention. Nothing less than my devotion, and for the sake of the future generation, I get down on my knees and all I say is, your daughter is grateful. Dear God, your daughter is grateful. So how can you get in touch with me or get my pieces? You can like my page on Facebook. Instagram, you can just go and search Blessed Rich. And mostly you can get in touch with me on WhatsApp. And you can just hit me on 099-156-8230. Mostly on WhatsApp. That's where I can share you my audios. So my advice to my fellow poets out there is don't quit. Whatever you're doing, don't quit. Because you don't know how many souls are being saved with the pieces that you're writing. And it should be that God is directing you to another ministry, which can be music. But if God is not directing you to another ministry, then you have to stick to poetry, because it's the way of preaching the gospel as well. Because poets are not quitters. I'm not a quitter. So you cannot quit what you love doing. Shout out to my mom, the strongest woman I know. I love you. Shout out to my brothers, Gladson, Edward, Emmanuel, Justice, my baby bro, Miracle. I love you guys. Shout out to my mentors, Jesse Baloy, Chilongamumanga, my favorite mentor. Shout out to my favorite mentor, Liberty Temple. And mostly, shout out to my Maishas, Rachel, Victoria, Jacqueline, Honora. I love you guys. You really show much support, and I really appreciate it. The other piece that I wrote is titled Lost in God's Love. And I wrote this the time I was so into so many things and I just didn't know what to do. And whatever I was doing, I just felt like I was backsliding. But then God was pulling me back, like, come back, my child. And I just felt like, okay, I should scribble my feelings down and show how God really loves me and all that. Lost in his love. Behold, he was standing before me, shameful. I was in rags. They were up the same clothes he had bought with his gold, and I couldn't face him. Couldn't face him in his eyes. Then he said, Mother, I still love you. Then he looked at a royal ring he had put on my finger some time long ago before he went back to his kingdom. He told me, girlfriend, I'm going to my father's land, and I'm going to tell him that I found a lover, and in her I find trust. In her I see the true beauty of creation and the mightiness of God's love. And behold, look at his eyes looking at a dirty royal ring on my hand, scratched, bruised, nearly burnt. Then he asked, is this the same gold ring I put on your finger before I left? Quite a question, yes. With shame I answered, yes, my friend. But hey, how can I call him friend if I had betrayed him? But hey, what name can I call him now? Lover? If I hadn't loved him? I bent the ring he gave me, I betrayed him. And I know he must be so angry with me. I know I deserve the worst punishment, but wait. Before you think, he does it way differently. He gave me another royal ring, and this time around it is so very expensive. I played around with his love all this time, ignorant to betraying him and his love. Oh my, what was I thinking? Despite all the good things he was giving me, I paid him back with betrayal. Loving another lover whom from the start never loved the fact that my first lover loved me so much and gave me everything I ever needed. The two stopped working together long ago. They never had the same goal. They never agreed on a single thing. Oh my, I fully gave in. What was I thinking? Breaking up with the lover of my soul who showed me true love, and his unstoppable love, oh my God, is just too much. He died a shameful death on Calvary. I wish I surrendered my all long ago before I had myself in all this trouble. I wish I loved him the right way. What was I thinking? He calls me by my name, come mother dear. You are extraordinary. I did not die in vain, my love. So I'm giving you another chance, princess. So what is it going to be like? I pray you choose right. Hearing such words from a person I once betrayed made me realize I was wrong. I knew I never wasn't going to be who he created me to be in his father's kingdom if I had a secret love affair with the other lover who only stole everything from me. My joy, my peace, my faith. He wanted me not to be part of the holy family, the holy nation, a peculiar people. Oh, he had great expectations, great expectations. So I chose to reconcile with the one who showed me true love, whose love makes me burst into tears, seeing all the good things he did for me for so many years. In my darkest hour, he was near, getting rid of all the fear, and backing me in the hardest hours of badness when I lacked confidence. He is the satisfaction I need, my everything. And every day I'm lost in his love, and everything he says about me, that he has kept a place for me in his father's kingdom. So I get into the word, preach the word, talk about him every single day, my habit for life, and I'm complete with him around. My question to you is, my sister, in whose love are you lost in? Is it the love of your boyfriend that you're willing to give up your virginity for it? My brother, in whose love are you lost in? Is it your best friend love that you're lost in, that you're willing to mess up your life every time your best friend comes in that room with 4 cousins escorted by beautiful ladies with it? If you want to experience true love, with no strings attached, with 0 heartbreaks, try Jesus. Thank you all for watching this program. I love you all.
doesn't exist. Tell me what a lie is. Tell me what it is when the blind see. Tell me what it is when a man hit by a big truck and there's no scratch where I see. There's no pain where he feels, except the pain that a lot of folks wouldn't believe him. There's no blood in his hands, they doubt what I say. I guess Thomas told them. I pray someday fates find him. Lie know to tell the truth, so he would deny them. But I hope when he does, truth guides them. Shame is pretty bad, he go hide them. Fear doesn't care, he despised them. Last as a cheat is now faithful, but we got God, we should be grateful. So we let it all out. Let it all, let